Hello everybody! Mark from GamebustersUK with some more of my The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim series, the Dragon Priest Hunter. So, in today's episode, episode 5, we're going to Ragnvald, which, like the ruin in the last video, if you go to Markov, you can get there pretty easy. You go to Markov Stables, just make your way west, wrap around the mountainsides. Should get there. It's not too difficult actually. Pretty imposing structure, as they all pretty much are. But there's a few Draugr actually wandering around outside. So make sure you dispatch them, obviously. So in today's episode, we're going to be taking on Otar. He's our 5th Dragon Priest. He's also known as Otar the Mad. Now, I'm going to be honest, he is probably one of the easiest Dragon Priests. Sure, he's in a dungeon, and you have to do a little bit of you have to find a couple of items in the dungeon. There is a sort of a quest, there's a bit of questing involved. But Otar the Mad himself, I wasn't very impressed. I gotta be honest. Maybe I just did the right stuff, and you know, but I don't know. You'll see. Anyway, I won't spoil too much. So anyway, you go in this this dungeon, Ragnvald, which is in the Reach hold, and
were a savage people, but they built some remarkable crypts and temples.
alright, so this is Ragnvald, and it's a pretty standard dungeon crawl. There's nothing difficult. There isn't any difficult puzzles or anything like that. You just have to, you just have to, as with any dungeon in Skyrim, just watch out for some of the you know, the leveled enemies. It can cause you a bit of pain, as with the Draugr. You know, you can tell from their names. If it's just called Draugr, it's pretty weak. Then it goes Restless Draugr, which is kind of around level 6. Then it goes to the Draugr Scourges, and then, you know, Draugr Overlord, and then Draugr Deathlord. Pretty much, I think Deathlord is pretty much the most dangerous ones, but Scourges are also to be reckoned with as well. Any Draugr that has the shouts is pretty much your higher end enemy, so nice little cinematic finish though. colloquially known as a kill cam. Although I do not approve of using FPS terms in an RPG. But that's what people call it. So anyway, this is Otar's coffin. And it's sealed in a most strange way. It's locked. And there are 2 slots on the coffin. So it's obvious that you have to go and find whatever it is that you put into the 2 slots to open the coffin up. And they are 2 skulls.
There's a lot of history in the place.
2 skulls.
I'll bet these walls could tell some amazing stories.
There's a black soul gem there, which is pretty nice. Black soul gems are pretty rare in Skyrim. Unlike in Oblivion, where you could make black soul gems, in Skyrim they're a pretty rare commodity. If you're into your enchanting, you're gonna want black soul gems basically can house human souls, which regular soul gems cannot. So if you want to put some real firepower into your enchantments, black soul gems are the way to go. But they are extremely rare in Skyrim, and there are only a few places you can find them. Most merchants that sell them for extortionate prices. Now this area really had me worrying, and the reason it had me worrying is you may have, if you watched the last episode, in my commentary I talked about how I had the glitch where if I went underwater, this is a glitch that's common to PS3 after the last update. If you go underwater, the game freezes. And yeah, in the last video I talk at length about that. And so I still had the glitch at this point. I hadn't deleted the save file at this point. So when I saw that there was water in this dungeon, I was I was on edge, to say the least. Luckily it looks kind of shallow. It's definitely not deep enough for you to go under. But at the time, I was just thinking, I am going nowhere near the water, like a cat. I was not going anywhere near that. I was not going anywhere near that stuff. So it was kind of panicky. But like I said, I don't think the water is quite deep enough. So you'll see that I try and jump across it. I actually did land in it there, but it was shallow, too shallow. Although I think further along it does get a bit deeper, so that was my main worry. I didn't want to fall in the water and then the game would cause the game to crash. I hate those little those little trip wires that are attached to chests and sometimes doors like that, because sometimes it is very easy to miss them. And I got that one. Yeah, as you can see, this dungeon isn't offering too much. Like I say, it's pretty much a standard dungeon crawl. I would even go so far as to say you'd be pretty safe doing this at around level 10, I suppose, if you brought enough potions and brought a decent follower with you, and you had some pretty decent equipment with you. I don't see any reason why you couldn't do this at around about level 10. And there's that's the first skull key. So that's what you're looking for when you come in here. And each skull key is guarded by a sort of a fearsome Draugr, a guardian. They're named. This one's called Guardian Torsten. Even the guardians aren't too difficult. he wasn't even a Death Lord. I mean, he was just a scourge. But I think the Guardians. I'm not sure, because if the Guardians were leveled, then then he may have been a Death Lord. So I'm not sure if the Guardians are leveled. I don't think they are, but they could be. They could be. So be careful. Be a little bit careful. But yeah, basically now we've got one skull key. We're going to finally have one, but I mean it's nice. It's a bit more than you sort of go in a dungeon and just kill things, but it's not, you know, it's not too much. It doesn't take a genius to figure out. Yeah, incredibly nice divorce tag there. I just activated all those scythes. It's not the way to treat your partner. There's more Spellbreaker in action. Not getting a single point of damage through. And he gets that through doubles. So I'm coming along well, trying to get the new John Belmont. If you've watched the last episode, you'll know that I had to delete my files on account of that underwater glitch. Since then I've started a new file, and I'm using the same build, so I'm pretty much in the process of leveling up and getting all the same items that I had before. And it's going alright. It's going to take another couple of weeks, I suppose. Just, you know, whenever I can get a couple of hours on Skyrim, I suppose I'll have to just keep working at it. But I do aim to record the last 2 episodes in good time. There is another episode after this, which I already have recorded, and that's more okay. So, you know, stay tuned, or stay subscribed to the channel, because it's my hope that these videos will sort of serve as a Dragon Priest. Not only because I show the locations, and I hope that I detail them enough so that people can find them pretty easily. I mean, at the beginning of every video I try and map out the route for you, the best route for you, which is as much as I can, because I know a lot of videos of the Dragon Priests are just of people, you know, fighting them. They don't necessarily show you how to get to them or what you have to do to get to them. And so with this series I thought, well, I would just, you know, put all that stuff in, and you know, I try my best to tell you what sort of magic the Dragon Priest uses, so what kind of resistances you should bring along. But you know, I hope these videos, once this series is complete, I hope the playlist will sort of act as a guide. That's my intentions. And if you enjoy watching the videos as well, then, you know, that's fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. There's a few Draugr asleep. There is. I didn't really tackle that the best way. What I normally like to do is just sneak past them all and kill them in their sleep. But yeah, that didn't work out. I just kind of stumbled across them. Well, that one took quite a beating there. That one did. But yeah, you won't, unless you're a very, very high level, so level 40 plus, level 50. I don't think you'll encounter any Death Lords. I mean, the most I encountered here was Scourges. Not to say that we should underestimate the opponents in this dungeon. You're still going to want to bring a hefty supply of potions, or have a couple of decent healing spells. And a good healing spell to have is just the regular healing spell that you begin with, and take the perk that I think it might be called overcharge or something, for the novice spells, novice restoration spells, so that when you double tap the shoulder buttons, you create a better version of the spell, and that, just with the base healing spell, is pretty good enough. It's good enough to spend the rest of the game healing yourself with that, even as long as you can. The thing with healing spells is you have to sort of momentarily retreat when you use them. Okay, this bit was kind of difficult because there was quite a few Draugr, if I remember correctly. And this is Guardian Sorek. Okay, I was wrong. This guy is quite clearly a Death Lord. Okay, so the second Guardian is a Death Lord. The first one, okay, I see. The first Guardian was a magic user, so he's not gonna pack as much with a melee punch. But this guy is a melee user and definitely packs a lot more punch. Okay, I must have been thinking about something. Okay, it turns out he wasn't that hard at all. I must have been thinking about some other. Maybe I was thinking about the last video. Maybe there was a similar room in the last video, I think. Yeah, I think there was. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I do have Dawnbreaker, which does fire damage and pretty much does, you know, a lot of damage against undead types. But even so, I mean, but this Dragon Priest, I mean, if you just want to bag yourself a Dragon Priest mask and you don't really care which one, I would suggest going here and fighting Otar, because the dungeon itself isn't too difficult. It's just a standard dungeon crawl, like I've said a couple of times already. You just find those skulls, and then as you'll see, I mean, Otar the Mad, Otar himself, I have to say, he is one of the weakest Dragon Priests. I would say he is actually the weakest Dragon Priest. I'm not sure why that is. Perhaps he isn't leveled. Perhaps he's at a fixed level. I do not know, but he just wasn't that difficult to me. And so we've got both skull keys, and we're just about to open up the sarcophagus. I'll save it here, you know, as I always do. Whenever something big is about to go down, I find it's only prudent to save your game in case you get your ass handed to you, which might happen. You never know unless you've played through once before. So you just put them back. You put their skulls in the sarcophagus, and out comes our friend. I give you, ladies and gentlemen, Otar the Mad. I give you a menu screen. Yeah, not really sure what magic he uses. We'll see. I can't remember. Otar the Mad. Okay, he uses. Okay, his staff uses electrical damage, but he himself appears to be using alteration, some sort of hardening spell and a spell ward. And yeah, as you've just witnessed, he wasn't much of a challenge at all. I mean, I'm not really sure why not. I mean, we literally beat him in under 30 seconds. So there, yeah, that's Otar for you. A bit of an anti-climax. Resistance against fire, frost, and shock is improved. I think that's by about 20%, because I have the strategy guide that I bought with the game, and I think that it's 20% resistance to all the major elements with Otar's mask. It doesn't actually tell you in game. It just says resistance is improved, but I think it is 20%, so definitely a nice one if you're going to the good thing about that is if you're going to take on the dragon priests and you kill Otar first, you can wear the mask for that magical resistance, so that when you're fighting the others you've got a little bit more protection. And I would even go so far as to add that to my character build, because I don't wear a helmet in the character build, so you know that would be the perfect solution for even more magic resistance. But anyway, we're all done here. I've been Mark from GamebustersUK. I sincerely hope you enjoyed the video. This has been episode 5, Otar. We get a nice little word wall as well to top things off. Nice little day at the office. Kind's Peace, which is one of the worst shouts actually. Nothing to get excited about. But anyway, I will see you in episode 6, which will feature Moroke. So thanks very much for watching.